Hello Internet, welcome to Games Done Wrongish.
Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at my World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth Warfront playthrough. Now this is the Battle for Stromgarde Warfront. It's one of the latest additions of content that Blizzard have added to World of Warcraft within the Battle of Azeroth expansion. Now, I'm playing on the Horde side. I generally main Alliance, but I did create a level 320 Paladin on the Horde side this time around for things like this. If there's content available to Horde only, then I'd get to play it. This will be coming to the Alliance at some point within the next 6-7 days. And you get to play it as Alliance, but right now you can only play it as Horde. Horde have been collecting resources towards this for like a week prior to this. Now the battle has opened up, the Warfront has opened up, and now here we go. We're parachuting in from the start, which is a bit like, Warsome Gulch type of PvP battleground that you come out of at the start, but this is obviously PvE. And the Alliance have been occupying this space, which is Argorok, and we're going to try to take it back from them by defeating veteran Sergeant Slade. He's basically the main captain here in this occupied base of ours. So if we could take this down, you'll see just behind us there's a blue Alliance flag that we should light up, and we'll be able, well, it does, spoiler, it does light up, and we can click on it once this guy is down. So each base around the map, each area that you need to take will have like a captain like this. Generally they'll have an Alliance flag sticking out of their back. You can't see it really that well here, but he does have one, and you'll see them on the other ones as we advance through this playthrough. Now, I don't cover every single basis. This was just me learning the ropes. I made this video to teach me what to do and hopefully to share what I learned whilst I'm doing it. You won't see any amazing gameplay. This is my alt. I should also advise that when I did this, my character here is only around item level 310. Now, they have upped the requirements to get into the Warfronts now, so that you have to be item level 320 or above. But when I did this was on the Sunday of the week it released. It was available. I think it was Saturday or Sunday. But it's taken me a while to get this video done because I've had a cold and things, so it's taken a few days to try and get this out. But basically now they've changed it, so you have to be 320. You'll see at the end of this, when I equip the gear that I get from it, that it brings me from, say, around 310 to 314. Now, maybe it was a little more than 310. I'm not sure. We'll see at the end anyway. Okay, so here we go. Now we are required to get wood and iron to build up the base that we've just taken back from the Alliance. So I'm off to the lumber mill to help take that back from the Alliance. We do need to defeat Lumbering Leo. Again, you might see there the blue flag on his back. He's the main captain of the lumber mill. So taking this guy down should activate the flag there that you can see beside the lumber mill. Then we can go click on it and claim the base as our own. Obviously, when you're clicking on these flags, if you get hit by an NPC or an Alliance captain or any of the enemies, you will get interrupted. So it's best to have a tank around. What I would say with these, when you're taking over any of these small bases, like the lumber mill and the other ones, you'll see the circle of elements coming up a little bit later, is probably to take a small group, maybe like 3 or 4 DPS and a tank. Maybe a couple more on the circle of elements, and I'll show you why later. But then just to have the tank pull any trash that may be around and just keep them away from whoever's going to be clicking the flag. Right here, there isn't any trash around, so we have free reign to click it. Now it's become ours. You see, it's changed to the Horde style of base. Got the blade saws in there, and we have a quest now to gain the lumberjack's axe. So we pick an axe up here, and then we're told to harvest that sapling right there, right next to the lumber mill. But I don't realise this, and I'm thinking, right, I've got an axe, I could start chopping down trees. And I see this druid here over on the right, and he's there, chopping away at this tree. You'll see the tree gets felled, he gets some wood, fantastic. I want to do the same as what I'm thinking at this point. Like I said, this was my first attempt at the Warfront. I've never been here before, so now I'm all confused. Why can't I cut down trees in this? I run around for a little while, doing this. So whilst I'm doing that, I will explain the other thing. As you'll see now on the right of our main goals, we are now advancing the effort, and we need to collect the iron and the wood. Now, the mine has been taken over by us. When I looked at the map earlier, quite a lot of people were heading to the mine to secure that, which is why I went to the lumber mill to help secure that. We do need both of them to quickly get through this. This would take a little bit longer than I would expect it to take in the future. But anyway, because the mine has been taken over, I'm now getting iron in escrow. You'll see the number in the white brackets. What this means is the mine's been taken over and our peons are mining in there for us. And what they do is they put the iron that they collect in a chest that you can get personally. You can go and open with inside the base. And you can take out whatever's in your escrow. So whatever's in those brackets there, the white number, is basically what the peons have gathered for you personally. And then when you go and empty that chest, you can use that iron to progress on any of the buildings or buy troops and things like that, which I will show you once we get in. As you'll see, someone's just paid to give us a barracks, which gives us champions that we can take with us, like grunts and things. Again, once we get into the base, all that will become apparent. Right now, I'm still trying to work out how to gather wood. I'm picking up wood that's left by the peons. Peons are also harvesting the trees around here too, as well as working the mines. Now I finally come to my senses and I see the sapling right beside the lumberyard. This I could have done instantly. I didn't. So now I chop this down and there we go. The quest, well, I have to pick up 5 of the freshly chopped wood first, and once I have that, then I can go hand in the quest, and then I get the real way to be able to harvest wood. So here you go. Once you've handed that in, you'll get a buff. Now if you look at the top right next to the minimap, I now have the lumberjack's axe as a buff. This means I can now harvest trees myself. For some reason I still have the mana crystal up there. I have no idea why. I should take that out of my bags and remove the buff. I don't need that anymore. So my idea is I want to cut down a tree. I've seen a druid do it. I've seen a few characters do it now. So I go to this elm style tree here, but I can't cut this down. But there are piles of wood left by these peons. You see the peon coming over. They can chop at these trees, and they can create piles of wood like they just did that you can pick up. But you, as a player, cannot harvest those types of trees. You need to look at this for the smaller ones. They're the ones with the kind of type of greyish bark. You'll see that one. Maybe you saw in the distance. Then that one lit up. That was as my cursor went over it. It lit up again then. No, but I can see that there are quite a few NPCs, trash mobs, guarding those trees, or at least guarding the farmstead here, and just happen to be in the way of the tree that I want to harvest. So I'm looking around for another tree I could possibly chop down, because I'm on my own here. I'm doing this just to learn the ropes. I should probably have been grouping up and concentrating my efforts elsewhere, but I just wanted for this video and just for my knowledge to learn how to chop down a tree. So I pull these. I'm not sure if that guy on that rock is close to other NPCs, so I tried to take these behind the tree here that I want to chop down, hoping to line of sight him so that he'd come here, I'd finish them off, chop the tree down. Apparently he can shoot me through the tree. I don't think this tree is actually any good for line of sight. It's probably because it's interactable, that it doesn't do anything. So I take them over to him, decide to AoE them down together. It takes me a while in the tank. As I say, I'm quite under-geared. But I do get some help in the form of a frost mage coming in right now. And when I see him though, I think, oh no, please don't cut down my tree that I'm fighting these for. So I go run over and I start to cut down the tree. I really wanted to make sure I could do this. And there you go, I got 19 pieces of wood for chopping down that tree. And then I tried to pick up this pile of wood, but the mage just did that. Fair enough, he helped me out, he got a piece of wood. That's cool. So I'll mount up and I decide, right, I can see now I have 70 pieces of wood. I should probably find out what I can do with these. So I start heading back to the lumber mill in case you needed to hand them in there to perhaps shape them into something else. Maybe that you took the lumber that you'd found and then you turned it into logs or something, but that wasn't the case. I mean, I should have known. Just take it straight to the base. Next time, obviously, I'll just get a few pieces of wood or iron or whatever I decide to go for first, and take them in and start helping our war efforts, helping our base to build. So here I make a beeline for the armory just because there's a big shiny red thing there, but really I should have gone around and done the quest first. And I contribute to Monolith Armor. This upgrades our troops as they're going down. So you could think of it a little bit like a MOBA. There's 3 lanes. There's a main lane down the middle, and then there's 2 side lanes in which our troops are sent every now and then down the lanes, like in a MOBA, like your little minions. And if you upgrade their armor and weapons, they'll do more damage, or do a little better as they're going down the lanes. Here you can buy a grunt. This is the barracks. So we saw a little bit earlier somebody paid to create a barracks. So now all of us can buy champions to come and fight with us personally. This guy, this is the iron store. This is where I was telling you about the escrow. So this guy wants us to click on the chest and he'll give us 20 iron for completing that quest just by opening the chest. This, because I was just completing the quest here, I did not get my iron from the escrow, so that's still building up. I just got the 20 iron that he was granting for the quest. That also allows me to go and buy one of these grunts and complete this quest. So you could do this pretty much straight away, get some iron, buy a grunt, complete those 2 quests, and you know what you're doing then. So you'll see now I have a grunt with me that's going to help me, and it's going to improve the amount of damage and things I do, and I get to complete that quest at the same time, which grants me some more wood. So I decide to go back here now. There's a quest outside of the armory which I already gave some materials to, but I just picked up another 10 wood, so I'm going to contribute those now to the weapons, the armor. The next available upgrade for that is platinum armor, but you need to upgrade your main base, so we need to upgrade our stronghold, which I don't actually hand any resources into. So your base goes off your main building, your stronghold. Every time you upgrade that, you can do bigger upgrades on your smaller buildings. This is the circle of power in which you can grant your character a buff. So you'll see this bristling power buff. It increases your damage and healing by 10% and also your health by 10% per stack, which is pretty cool. It means it stacks. It means you can get 10%, 20%, 30%. I think I only buy 1 stack of the buff, just 1 instance of the buff. When I go back, the quest was to speak to them and understand. I complete the quest there, and then I realise that the chest is still lit up here, so I click that and I get my iron from the escrow. So you'll see the number in the white brackets moved over to the yellow number now, so that is now my personal iron, and I can offer it here to get the bristling power buff. So now I have 10% increased damage and healing and 10% increased health, which is pretty decent. I decided to go and hand in on the construction workshop. This is the building that will give us vehicles later. We will need demolishers to be able to demolish the enemy stronghold. So to win the mission basically. So there is our stronghold that's being increased. It's doing well. I did notice that there are some trees in the base here that can be harvested. I was very surprised that people had not already done that. Maybe they had, and maybe they respawn, but I figured I may as well gather them myself while I'm here, and I throw them into the workshop. Just everything to try and help complete the workshop, because I do understand that soon enough we are going to need those demolishers. Now, from here I decide, okay, I'm mulling around the base, probably not being the most, is not the best use of my resources, especially having this grunt with me and things. Maybe I could do a little bit of damage now. High perch belongs to the Horde, so I'm thinking, okay, we probably don't need a main advance in the middle lane, so I could probably head off and do one of the sides. I'm also seeing, I was also thinking about going over to the mine here as well. Obviously first I run around and donate some more to the workshop again, just because, you know, the materials were there in the base. We do need this up and running soon enough. I don't see many other players around, but someone here now probably coming down donating some resources. But I said, right, maybe I'll go have a look at the mine. I was thinking maybe I'd get more materials first and keep adding into that workshop. But as I'm going down to the mine, I see in chat that people need help over at that elemental. Oh, first I see this guy is lying on the floor. There's an injured NPC here. So I decided to go and see what I could do with him. Get attacked by the Plains Creeper, take that out, it's not very difficult. And then I could resurrect the guy, who then follows me, and I get a second party member. So, as I was saying, as I'm heading down to the mine, I see in the chat that people are asking for help with some damage on the Circle of Elements. Now, as a tank, I'm not really going to do that much damage, but I have the two grunts with me now, the two NPCs, so I figure I'll go and see if I can help out a little. And here we go. I joined in with the fight. At the moment, there are 3 paladins here, including me, a rogue, and a druid. It's not going to work out that well. I mean, there are 5 of us here, but I think we've got 2, maybe even 3 paladin tanks. Definitely 2 tanks. So I think you'd be better off here with about 1 tank, I would say 4 decent DPS, maybe 5. I don't know. Like I say, I'm low eye level at this point. People could come in here with lower eye level, which would probably make it a little bit harder. Maybe why they upped it. Maybe people were complaining that, you know, fresh 320s are going in there, making it take too long, and blah 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 blah. I don't know. But anyway, the thing with this guy is when he gets down to 30%, he starts to cast a spell called Apocalypse. Now, when he casts Apocalypse, that's fine. You can keep attacking him. He's got 30% to take down. But if that cast ends, then he gets full health again, which you'll see happens here. It happens twice, in fact. But it does get interesting. So here we are. There's Apocalypse here being cast now. So for some reason I'm running away. I don't know what's going on. I thought this was going to be a big explosion, but it was never going to happen anyway. We've gone down to 18% that time, and he got full health again. At this point, I think one of 2 of them say in chat, the rogue and the druid are like, okay, we've had enough. Maybe they've been doing this for quite a while and it wasn't working. I'd just come over, so I'm thinking I'll stay. The rogue seems to have a change of heart, because once we pull him into the NPCs here, the other paladin tank pulled him into the NPCs, the rogue starts to stay around, but the druid you'll see is running off there at the bottom. He's gone. He's decided to go to the mine or whatever and gather some resources, just do something that's of worth, because he'd probably been fighting this for like, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes or something and not getting anywhere. He'd had enough. He or she. They'd had enough anyway, and they'd decided that they were going to go do something else. Fair enough. But I thought, well, now we've got the NPCs in, we've got that little bit of extra firepower, maybe we'll do better. This time we were 18% last time. Let's have a see how it goes with these. And now I do feel we've got to this like 35% here now much quicker. And you see there's a warlock coming over the ridge there too. He's casting Apocalypse. So let's give it a go. We're at 20%. There's the 18% we got to last time. We're past it. We're not going to make it. We get to 8%. 10% better. We lost the druid. The warlock only came in very late there. But now we have a shadow priest coming from the bottom here, come up from the mine. And in a second you'll see a whole party look of NPCs coming over the ridge, a whole new group of those. So I'm quietly confident at this point that, yes, we've failed again another 2 times, but I think we're going to get it. There's a shaman that just comes into the fight there as well. So now I'm pretty confident we're going to get in this time. There we go, 30%, Apocalypse being cast, a frost mage joins the fight as well there, and someone else is coming in, and he gets wrecked. So the whole time, some of the players were asking for more DPS on the elemental. Please help us, help us, help us. And as you saw there, people did start to come in. So if we hadn't got in then, we were definitely going to get it the next time. But we did, and now the flag is available. We can take over this base, and there you go. The Circle of Elements is now ours. So what this means is, when we end in this quest, in a second, we can then speak to a woman and recruit one of those giant elementals to help us on our side. I think that's how it works, or at least some sort of elemental on our side. And I'll tell you why I only think this, and I don't know, is because I wanted to be the one that, for the sake of this video, I wanted to be the one that paid. But you see them stood here now. I think that person just paid them off and maybe got this elemental here. I didn't know at the time. I'm trying to speak to this woman to see what she needs, and she keeps moving. So whilst I'm trying to read it, and then I do notice that you need like 100 iron. I did notice that. before she walked away. Unfortunately, because she kept moving, I couldn't read the rest of it. And there was a red line there, which was very important. But in my mind, I need 100 iron right now in order to buy myself an elemental. So I'm off down to the mine. I figure, okay, I can see I've got 70 in escrow, but I'm going to still need another 30. So let's go have a look at the mine. You can go down into the mine there and mine with, yourself. I don't think you need to do any quest to get a pick or anything. You just would automatically mine, kind of like in the garrisons in Warlords of Draenor. You just start picking. But there was a cart outside there which I just emptied and gave me 36. There was another cart there, but someone else had got that. Again, fair enough, like the pile of wood earlier. So I know 36 and I have 76 in escrow now. I have enough to get 100 pieces of iron. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go empty my escrow chest and I'm going to head back to the Circle of Elements and see if I can pay off the woman to get myself an elemental. The trees are back there now, so they do respawn for sure. So you can probably just mull around the base a little and keep getting trees every now and then and help that way, but that wouldn't be very productive, would it? So there you go. I have now taken the iron out of the escrow and it's now in my possession. I have 116 iron and 12 wood. So I'm taking it to the lady who's walking up and down here. Again, very difficult to speak to. I think, you see here in red writing, it says the elemental spirit is currently active, which means that person that we saw did actually pay her off and has now summoned the elemental that's already going down the lane. And I think they followed it. There was a paladin and someone else that followed it down. So yeah, the elemental is going down there, and there's a paladin and a shaman and a mage all over there with the elemental, I think at the Alliance's bottom base. So I'm thinking there's not much I can do here now at the Circle of Elements. I do want to see the rest of the map as much as I can as possible for this video, for my knowledge, to learn the game, mainly for when the Alliance get a go, because that's my main faction. That's the one I will be concentrating on the most this expansion. But I'll be back and forth whenever I feel the need. So I decided to go over to the farmstead now anyway. Let's have a look at that. That's still occupied by the Alliance. I get here right now and I try to jump in, but these guys have been resetting. They've been pulled to as far as their rubber banding will go. But I noticed this guy, Knight of Azeroth, and he's holding a flag. So I'm thinking, oh, is he the champion of the farmstead? If so, we're in trouble because he's evading and we can't attack him. He's immune to everything, he's just evading. This happens out in the world. NPCs, they get caught in the terrain or whatever, and then they can't be attacked. You don't often see that much in instances and things, but unfortunately it's happened here, and I thought, oh no, we're not going to get the full experience. We're not going to be able to take over the farmstead, and that's going to be a shame because I really wanted to see every aspect of this Warfront. And I really wanted to have everything in this video. Luckily, this guy, I don't know, I guess he was just a champion heading down, as I said, like in a mobile where you have troops going down the lanes, the two on the sides and one in the middle. I'm assuming he was just one of those leading one of the Alliance troops, because this Huntmaster Theodore here, he also had the flag on his back, and I was just hoping that instead, this is the main NPC for the farmstead, and it turns out it is. So fantastic. I attacked him, hoping that the damage dealers around with me would also jump in and help out. They do. They also noticed that the Knight of Azeroth was just not playing ball, so they came and helped out with Huntmaster Theodore. And as the Huntmaster is a hunter, you'll see that he just casts barrage a lot, as any decent hunter will. It just cast it anywhere, at anyone. If barrage is available, press it. I think that's the main rule of being a Huntmaster. So anyway, we take this guy down. It's taken a little while. What do we have here? We have a priest, myself, and two shamans, I think. So, oh, and a warrior as well. I think it would go down a little bit quicker than this. But again, I do feel everybody may be a little under gear, but I think the whole instance is going to be scaling with ilevel anyway. So what I see, this guy's got 1.1 million health now, but maybe somebody in ilevel 340, 350 might see him with even more. and certainly the amount of players attacking it, I think, does increase the health and things as well, as it does out in the world. It has been doing for quite a while now. I think since Draenor, was it that came in? Maybe, I can't remember. But anyway, Huntmaster Theodore is going down. They're not too difficult to take down anyway. They just take a while if you don't have the damage dealers there. But he's almost done. And once he's gone, you'll see the flag here now. The Alliance flag can be clicked on. The Druid the Shaman, beat me to it, and I didn't realise, so I went over to click it myself. But before my cast is done, it's already ours. Now there is a quest to hand in here. A quest to gather here. So I go over to him first, and I speak to Zug, Raider Zug. He gives me a quest to speak to the Kodo Rider Tenarch. Now, getting this did mean we could recruit Wolf Riders in the main base, I think, and we could also speak to the Kodo Rider here. So just like the Circle of Elements, where you could get a big element, here you can get a Kodo War Beast, and it costs 100 iron. I happen to have 100 iron because I gathered it to go get the elemental. And as I hadn't spent it on the elemental, I still had it spare when it came to the Kodo War Beast. So now I have that, and this has 3 main abilities. On number 1, it has a trample, which I should be pressing around here at some point. There you go. So he starts to trample, smashing the ground, and that damages anybody in his immediate area. And he also charges through them. His second ability is his horn, which you can skewer into the enemies and do a bunch of damage that way. And his most important ability, as far as I'm concerned, is number 3, which is the drums. You see the 2 guys on the back of the Kodo War Beast there, banging away at the drums. So this gives a kind of bloodlust, heroism type, both time warp, whatever you want to call it. Bloodlust and heroism, time warp and the hunters thing, not real, are they? Anyway, I do feel this helps loads, because there was a bit of a stalemate here. Now I come in and banging these drums, and you'll see everything going down much faster. This also could be that just everybody is now converging on this perch, so it may not just be me, but I do feel that banging these drums does help things die much quicker. But as I say, this champion defender is now going down a little quicker than it was, and now we seem to have cleared the whole perch. As I say, it could be that everybody's converging on the same point. It could be that these drums are really helping out everybody else, but it does look like most of the players are here now anyway. But you'll see this Kamikog whistle, they're fighting it, and it's taking a while. I come over, I start banging the drums, and as soon as the drums are in effect, just watch how quickly it goes down now. So, as I say, it's kind of a bloodlust heroism effect, and when you're banging that, if you're close to the damage dealers, you're giving them that buff, because it does affect all of your teammates in that area. And we've taken down now their last line of defense before the Stromgarde keep. So now we can attack that. We need our demolishers, which were up on the perch. They were already built. So I'm just clearing this. All these enemy NPCs are now coming back to help. They were the ones advancing the lines, but now that the last line of defense before the keep has been taken, they're all heading back there to try to prevent the assault on the keep. So I'm helping here now, banging the drums and whatnot to take down this side of the troops all coming back. The other side looks clear here, so I'll leave that, but this is where I start to make a few mistakes. I should have hung around there, but instead I go charging in here with my Kodo, banging the drums, and I get caught out. Look, I'm now in the range of the mages and the catapults, and my Kodo is just dead in seconds. So you'll see there is a little debuff there above my character and over there by the minimap. This is telling me that I'm in the range of their catapults, so their demolishers are also throwing balls of cannonballs of fire. And if you see a swirly fire patch on the ground, you want to get out of it, because that's where it's going to land. That mechanic's pretty simple, obvious, and very easy to avoid. The other one though, which you'll see in a moment when I try to stupidly go and attack these Griffin Riders, which, see, the problem is with the Griffin Riders, they're just staying back and they're throwing their thunder hammers. So we try to advance them, and then there you can see the second debuff there, the red reticle, which means we are now in range of their mages and their rangers, their hunters and whatnot, basically getting pelted by arrows or arcane bolts or whatever. But you know, it's either mages or archers, whatnot. But basically, if you get too close to the keep, you are going to get pummeled. Basically, you just don't want to be there. You don't want to be anywhere near there. But again, I think I'd try it yet again, because I don't know, maybe I really like pain or something. You'll see, got in again with a bunch of NPCs. You see all the arrows, arcane missiles coming in, but basically it's just not a good place to be. So I decide, right, I'm backing up. What can I do now? And I noticed that the demolishers here on the left, we didn't clear this side. We didn't clear the retreating troops. So they're now, our demolishers are being attacked here on this side. I think one may have even been taken down now. So I decided to try and help out with this demolisher and try to make sure that it doesn't get destroyed. I should have been doing this rather than trying to advance the front line there, because all we need to do right now is wait for the demolishers to take down the gate, which they've just done. So now that the demolishers have taken down the gate, we can make our advance into the keep. Okay, so to enter into the keep, we need to first take down their final defender here, their main champion defender, which is called Nile, I think, Captain Niles, yes. She is basically the final captain before you go into the keep proper. So just me and a couple of others, it's a little bit slow, but we get some help here, a bunch of people coming in, and Captain Niles starts to die fairly quickly. Now, as soon as Captain Niles is down, the rest of the trash around here dies super quickly, and we can make our advance into the keep proper. So here we go. We're going in. Again, a bunch of trash, but our main focus is the captain. Now, the captains apparently do change. This time it's Denath Trollbane. When you play this again, it may be a different captain. As I say, I've only played this once, I've only tried this once, and I made this video when I did so. So yeah, focusing Denath now, and he's going to charge, cast a few spells, Earth Shatter, which does a big AoE, and this Stromgarde Bombardment, which calls all of their catapults to fire at once. Very simple again, just move out of the swirly fire stuff on the floor, and it shouldn't be too difficult. You are being pelted with arrows, you can see them all coming down constantly. This is non-stop at this point, so you will need a couple of healing pools on the ground, you know, the Shaman's Healing Rain or the Druid's Circle of Healing, whatnot, on the floor, around the boss. If the tanks weren't moving them around as much, it would be very easy to do, but basically just stay in a healing circle, just keep hitting him, and eventually he'll be dead. You'll see he's shouting for the arrows to fly, he calls in the bombardments. I think he does one more bombardment before he goes down. Here he's casting it now. There it is. Very easy, just stay out of the orange swirls and you get the victory. You get a small Azeroth cluster and then these Honor-Bound Centurion's leg plates, which is a decent upgrade for me. As I say, I was only like 310, 312, and I get 3, 4, 5 leg plates right there. The leg plates are a decent upgrade for me already, but the bigger upgrade is what comes once I go out of here and hand in the quest. So I'm assuming once a reset, or once it comes around to you again, you'll get this quest. I hope so. It wasn't a blue quest, so I don't know if this is repeatable, but at least this time when I hand in here, I get the Warfront's equipment cache. I'm hoping you get those multiple times, because bam, an item level 375 great belt. This is an awesome looking belt as well. It's got the big Horde symbol on the belt buckle. It looks really cool. And 375, massive upgrade. You'll see when I open my character here, look, 312. They're 312 now with those equipped, so they were 310, maybe even less, I'm not sure. At the time I did this, you can't do that right now. You have to be 320. They changed it, they hotfixed it, so you have to be 320. So unfortunately, if you're not already 320, you can't get in there. But heroics should get you to 320. You should be fine. I just go into the transmog now to make have a closer look at that belt and change a few things around. I wanted to wear the belt. But that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned a little. Probably not, but I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And if you did, I hope you come back and watch another video in the future. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
If you like this video, please consider watching another. 2 suggestions will be on screen now. Also, if you have not subscribed already, please do so by clicking the icon in the middle of this screen. Every view and subscription will go a long way to helping the channel grow, and in turn will result in more content for you. Thank you, and until the next time, goodbye.